In December of 2017, the entire world was losing their minds over this seemingly new digital asset that was going to completely revolutionize the way people paid for things and did business. Articles were coming out left and right about how Bitcoin was going to change the world for the better, and TED Talk speakers were touting the virtues of a fully digital monetary world. Inevitably, this had a lot of people really excited about what the future of the world could look like with cryptocurrencies, and on the flip side, people were wondering what they would be missing out on if they didn't hop aboard the crypto train. Heck, Lamborghini dealerships were even accepting Bitcoin in some instances, and everyone seemed to know that one guy who got in when it was still at like $40. And while 99% of people buying and selling cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin had no real knowledge in the space or even investing at all for that matter, human nature kicked in and had a lot of people hopping aboard the rocket ship to the moon. For some people, that meant buying a little bit of Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies here and there, and for other people, that meant completely decimating the GPU market in order to build some mining rigs in their basement. And as the title of the video would suggest, I was unfortunately and pretty naively part of that second group. If you're watching this video and saying to yourself, man, I saw the cryptocurrency crash coming a mile away. Well, yeah, it's pretty easy to say that in retrospect and with the knowledge of the impending doom that was about to come, but in the hot months of November 2017 to roughly January of 2018 or February even, this was pretty much all anyone was talking about, and it really felt like cryptocurrency had a real shot at being something everyone used in their everyday lives. I mean, even billionaire Mark Cuban made a video saying that he would invest roughly 10% in riskier investments such as Bitcoin, so cut me some slack and smash the like button. Fast forward now to October of 2019, which is almost 2 years after the crazy bull rush of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and pretty much every other altcoin for that matter, and the markets pretty much stand at all-time lows for the past 2 years. Most of the mainstream hype and excitement around the cryptocurrency market has dropped off, and people just aren't as excited in this once idealistic new currency anymore. Now, if you've been following the cryptocurrency markets for a while now, then nothing I'm saying in this video is new to you, and you might even disagree with some of the points that I'm making, saying that there might be room for potential growth over the coming days, months, or years, who knows, right? But I'm really just calling it here from my perspective as someone who built a small Ethereum mining rig in my basement in order to mine some coins here and there. If you're not sure what Ethereum is, well, it was basically another cryptocurrency invented by this Russian-Canadian programmer guy called Vitalik Buterin that was somewhat of a runner-up to Bitcoin, but the platform was essentially engineered to be smart contract focused. Now with this video, I'm not here to make a technical analysis of the price of Bitcoin or Ethereum in the coming years or so. I'm just making this video from a pure entertainment standpoint to show you guys my experience mining Ethereum since January of 2018. As mentioned earlier, I started building my ETH rig around the time when GPU prices were sky high, basically guaranteeing that if anything went wrong with the crypto market, I probably wouldn't be able to pay it off and make some money. But you know what? HODL. So that's it. I was off to the races building my rig, and with a limited budget for this project and the high component prices around that time, I decided to build a rig for around $3,000 at the time. And if you're interested in seeing the actual breakdown per component of the rig, check out the video that I'm overlaying right now. I made this video quite a while ago, and we did a price breakdown of every component in the rig. Essentially though, I was able to get two 1070 GPUs and one 1070 Ti GPU, which to this day are producing on average something like 30 megahash per second each after tweaking them with MSI Afterburner. This meant that on average, I was able to mine a 0.00637,395 Ethereum per day at a net present value of $6.57 US per day in January 2018. Remember, coin prices only started to plummet in and around January, February of 2018, so at this point I was still in the green. With my calculations, at this rate, paying off the roughly $3,000 Canadian rig would take about 1 year, give or take, which wasn't too bad. So at this point, that was pretty much it. I built the rig, connected it to a mining pool, and just sat there and waited for blocks to be mined. Now, having a smaller rig with only 3 GPUs, it was pretty much essential to mine in a mining pool, and even typically for larger rigs, it's more beneficial to mine in a pool because all of your efforts are pooled together in order to find blocks. And this is fair anyways because your mega hash contribution to the pool will give you a relative proportion when a block is found, so you're going to have a fair share of the reward. The mining pool I choose to go with was called Ethereum 2 Miners, and I haven't had any problems with them since the beginning. So if we take a look at my rig specifically though, you can see all the stats in and around it right here. All right, so this here is the E2 Miner Ethereum pool, and this is the main dashboard for the entire pool. So as you can see here, there's 1,756 individual miners currently online for a total pool hash rate of 1.6 terahash per second. A couple other fun facts here. You can see that the total pool right now has mined 8,710,000 blocks total since the beginning, and the price for Ethereum right now is $192 US. Couple other fun metrics here. We have the minimum payout is 0.05 Ethereum and the pool fee is 1%. This graph right here basically shows you the fluctuating hash rate of the entire pool. But if we click here, we can actually click on my miner and see the information right here. So the unpaid balance right now, I have this much, which is basically just waiting to be paid out. And as you can see here, we've mined 3.95185 total Ethereum at a current hash rate of 81.22 mega hash per second, and the average hash rate is 87.91 right now. So as I said, I have 3 GPUs on the rig right now, meaning each one on average is about 30 mega hash per second. One working online here, that's the actual individual amount of different miners online, so I have one. And fun fact here, in the 2 years of mining, my actual rig has found 2 blocks for the entire pool, which is pretty cool. But even at that, if I hadn't mined in a pool, at 2 blocks found, I would have an average value right now of about 600 Canadian dollars, which would still be less than how much I've mined as of right now. So where does all this information leave me 2 years after setting up my mining rig and just letting it mine for a total of 2 years? Well, I can proudly say that my small 3 GPU mining rig was able to mine 3.9 Ethereum roughly at a market value of about 950 Canadian dollars at the time of filming today's video. And yes, I do realize that this is pretty far off from my initial calculations of paying off the rig in a year. In fact, I'm so far away from paying the rig, it might never happen, who knows. At the current rate, it would probably take me another 3-4 years to pay off the rig at the current market value, and that's if the price of Ethereum doesn't drop even more than it already has. But you know what? I've accepted this as a loss, and if anything, a huge learning experience in terms of investing, which obviously I've turned around and applied to my life and applied to all my new investments in the stock market, ETFs, and real estate. If anything, I'm happy this happened to me when I was 21 years old, so I can refocus my efforts on steady long-term investments like stock market and real estate investment, which I have. However, here are a couple takeaways from my experience mining cryptocurrency. Number 1, invest in assets that you understand and that have a proven track record of making a steady and consistent return. Number 2, don't be greedy and influenced by rapid spikes in asset prices. Take a step back and assess the situation from a logical and analytical point of view. The third takeaway here is that if everyone is getting into an asset class that is spiking, chances are you should probably be running the other way, especially if it's some new thing that no one had ever heard of before. And lastly, if you're a retail investor with small capital to invest with, you likely won't make much money from this type of investment anyways. Everyone has now seen that the crypto markets were highly influenced and manipulated by large whales that make quick moves to generate tremendous income quickly. If anyone is to get burned in this type of risky investment, it's the small-time retail investor. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed my perspective on mining Ethereum for 2 years, and I hope you found it funny. If you completely disagree with what I talked about here, then that's totally fine, and I'd love to hear your perspective down in the comments. Also, if you're interested in learning more about investing in the stock market with proven securities, make sure to check out the other videos on my channel where we dive into specific ETFs, dividend stocks, bonds, real estate, credit cards, and a bunch of other awesome topics. Now on that note, thanks for watching and giving this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.